Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we will be doing a full 2D intro tutorial, and I don't want to waste any time. Just like and subscribe and let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a song. So go to YouTube or whatever, and I'll be right back once I find a song. Alright guys, after listening to this song, it's pretty good, so let's use this one. I will link the MP3 downloader YouTube to MP3 down in the description. It's YouTube converter Desc. Yeah, whatever. Alright. So just gonna put it in here. This one is the best MP3 I've used to convert my stuff. It works pretty good. Okay, now what you're going to want to do is open your After Effects. If you have FL Studio, you can edit that yourself, but I'll be doing it in After Effects just for people who don't have it. And also, you need plugins for this tutorial. I'll link the ones down below. We will be using the universe glitch, but if you don't have it, I will link another glitch down below in the description for you guys to use. Okay, so once you have opened up a new project, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna make a new composition. I'm gonna name it main, or you can name it intro, or your client's name, whatever. I'm just gonna leave it as 20 seconds. I usually like to leave my intros at 20 seconds, around there. So there we go, 1920 by 1080. You can copy all that stuff in there. Now we're gonna go ahead and drag the song in. Okay guys, so once the song is in, you're gonna want to make a couple folders. You're gonna want to make one for text comps. No, you don't have to do this. And I normally don't. I'm just trying to be neat for the tutorial. And then you can name this like effects or whatever you want. And then yeah, so just drag the song into the composition that you made and find the right place you want to find the drop and put it maybe 3 or 4 seconds into the intro. I'll be right back once I've done that. Alright guys, I'm back, and make sure to actually save your project over here and name it to, whatever you want to do, and I actually put 2 different parts of the song in one, and synced it so it sounds good. Mine sounds like this. So if you want, what you can do is you can pre-compose this by selecting them, pre-compose, and I'm gonna name it song. And actually, that's kind of weird. I don't know what that just did. So what you want to do is, actually, if you're doing what I'm doing, I would go ahead and do Control-Shift-D and delete this part at the end, right here and here. And now make sure that when you have pre-compose on, do adjust composition duration to the time span of the selected layers, and then there you go. Alright, so now to fade in and fade out, we're gonna do a cool effect. Captain Nick did it. You're gonna add bass and treble, and you're gonna find where the drop is. Right here. You're gonna want to make a keyframe under treble right here for 0, and you're gonna want to put like, you can click U to open up and see your keyframes, and if you're a beginner. And then right here you're gonna do -100. If you want to drag this over here, you can. Alright, and then you're gonna go to the drop. Mine's right here. You're gonna make another keyframe. If you can't, you just click over here, and then you're gonna put a little bit farther, and then do -100. There we go. Now you're gonna want to take this over here, and you're gonna want to do Control-D 3 times, so it makes 4 of them. Yep. Now, oops. Now it sounds like this. If you want to drag these out a little. And now you're going to want to click U again to close that, and then click L on your keyboard to open up the audio levels. And now you're going to want to fade in a little bit, like maybe to here. You can also open up, you can also do U and then control, I meant to say Shift L to open that up too. And right around like here, you should have this at 0, and then click J to go to the front, and then do -55. And now you're gonna come to the end, and about here you're gonna make another keyframe, go to the end, which I'm actually gonna shorten. I'm gonna shorten it to 14. So to do that, you can you can hold this button and drag it, and then you can hold down Shift to get it right to the keyframe. Right click over here, trim comp to work area, and then I'm gonna make this over here -55. And there we go. Also, to help stop with lagging while pre-rendering or just listening to music, make sure to have this over here on quarter or a third. I like to stay in quarter most of the time because I can see it pretty good. Alright, so now once you got your song, you're going to want to do your keyframe. So you can either go over here to keyframe assistant, convert audio, whatever, and then you can delete left channel, right channel, and then for both channel, you want to select this all and then go over here. And now you can see where all the beats are. So right here, there's a beat and stuff. I'm gonna do it this way, but some people prefer to just click the star button on their keyboard. I have mine to insert because I don't have the numpad on my keyboard. But if you just do the star key, it will mark it, and then you can just edit the beats. But I'm gonna do it on here because it's way more accurate. So right here is one, so I'm gonna go ahead and click insert on my keyboard, and it won't show it, but after it will. For you guys though, you would click the star on your keyboard, the one on the numpad, and if you don't, you can come over to edit preferences, I believe, and you should be able to find keybinds or whatever in here and change it. I would change it to the insert key. Just makes it 100% easier, and I'll get back to you when I marked all the beats. Alright, so I finished marking all of them. Now you can zoom out over here and click the graph tool. And as you can see right here, we have all of the keyframes. Now what you're gonna want to do is you can click your song layer, and you can click insert on those. You can click K to get to the next keyframe, and then just spam insert, which is what I like doing, but some people like to just deselect and do it, which makes the keyframes over here. Now once you've done that, you can delete the audio layer thing. And okay, time to move on with our text. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create a new composition and make sure everything here is the same. For me, mine is 14 seconds now, so I'm going to just keep it at 14, and I'm going to name it main text. Now we're going to come back to the intro composition and import the song into there. Control C, Control V in here. And now we have it in here, and we can use this for text animations and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the most basic font, and you guys can find this font. It's called American Captain. It's very epic font. It's overused and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and use that American Captain, and we're gonna just name this. Um, we're gonna name it Preppy. And all right, now we can align it. My After Effects may look a little different. Your effects and presets might be over here, and your line might be over here. If I were you, I would put your line over here and stuff. I just find it easier. So you're gonna click the Align tool over here and here, and to center the anchor point, you're gonna want to hold down Control and come up here and double click this, and then there you go. And now you have it anchored and everything. Now we're gonna go ahead and come over here, and we're gonna change this. I'm gonna change it to 300, and I have to align it again and do the anchor point again. And once you're satisfied with the size of your text, you're gonna want to add a gradient, or if you just want it to be white, you can stick with that. I'm gonna add a gradient personally. I like the gradient. So when you add a gradient, you're going to click swap colors, and you're going to drag the start of the ramp to right above the text, and the end of the ramp to right at the bottom. And now you're going to want to change your colors. I'm going to be doing a nice blue. Now, if you want to do radial, that's fine, but I would stick with linear. And now what you can do is you can add a inner shadow, and you're going to want to come over here, make the opacity 15, put the angle as -90. If you want to do something else, you can put it in full so that you can see, make the size 0, and if you want to make the distance 15 or 10, just you can mess around with the distance. I would actually make the opacity maybe whatever looks good for you. I'm going to keep mine at 20, and I'm going to keep the distance as 12. 10 maybe. Once you've done that, you're going to want to pre-compose your layer, and I'm going to name it Gradient. And now we're going to add go to the effects and presets, CC, light sweep, apply the layer, and you might see a lot of people do, we'll add this later, but for now, you're going to want to make the width 4000, make the sweep intensity 4, the edge thickness 113, and just leave the rest. And now you have this over here. Now, if you want to come back into this layer over here, and let's add a design. So we can click the draw tool, and we could add a stroke. If it's on fill, hold down Alt and left click it until it says the cross, and now we're gonna make it a white with 60 maybe, and we're gonna go ahead and make a cool. That's too big, but we'll fix it. Oops. We're gonna go ahead and make it 45, maybe somewhere around there. So that's cool. When you have that, we're gonna wanna duplicate this. Control D, click P on for the position, and you can drag it down and change this to something lower, and then put it right below using the position tool. Now what you're going to want to do is you can pre-compose this. I'm not going to click toggle switcher modes if you need to. If you see this, you're fine. Now under the T, you're going to click the button right here, and it will put it in here. And now if you want, you can click T and drag this down to maybe 15, and now you have this cool design over here. And if you want to drag it up over here so it's like this, that's fine. And then if you want to duplicate this, again and bring it down a little bit. That's fine too. So now you have this cool design. Now you can go back to the main text, and now you have this over here. Now under the gradient, you're going to want to right click, layer styles, and stroke, and we're going to add a blue, navy or white, whatever you want, gray. Just don't make it black. Don't make it directly black. You want to have it somewhere around here. If you're doing blue intro or red, make the size 10. And now you can see we have this right here. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, if you want to pre-compose it, you can. I am going to pre-compose it. I'm going to name it stroke. And now we can add the echo space effect. Now, this tutorial is very similar to Tomering's for the text. So if you don't have the echo space plugin, for all the plugins like the sync, if you don't have any of that, go watch Tomering's tutorial. He has a tutorial for the text just like this. If you get to this point, you'll be fine. Just go watch his video and see what to do next. We're going to go ahead and apply the echo space layer. Go to setup, click repeat, and it'll take a second. Go to repeater, make the Y offset 4. I like it if I'm doing a stroke width of 10, and make the scale -1. And now we have this over here. Now you're going to want to come over to any area over here that's not being, there's no button, right click, add a new adjustment layer, drag it down one, and just under the main layer, and go to hue and saturation, apply it, and then to the master lightness, I would make it -45. Yeah. And if you want, you can duplicate it and put it down like 5 more layers, and it makes this cool effect right here under the text. So let's stick with that. Now we're going to come over here, and you're going to want to scroll down, hold down shift, click main, so you have all these selected, right click, pre-compose. I'm going to name it echo space. Once you've done this, you can go ahead and go to effects and presets, add a drop shadow, and you're gonna want to make the softness. You can put the transparent on here if you want to see what you're doing. 180, by the way, for the direction. Make the distance little bit down. If you want, what you can do is just don't change the direction, keep the distance like this, and just it will apply the drop shadow all around it. So if you want to do that, that's fine. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add a warp effect. So go to warp right here, and you'll see it looks like this. There's 2 ways that you can do this. You can keep it as arc, bend as 1, and vertical distortion at 15. That makes a cool text. Or you can go to warp style, shell lower, and then you can just mess around with the bend, and then add 15 to this. And once you've done like the bend maybe to this, you can click S on the layer and make this 110 or whatever looks good. They both do very similar stuff though. But for this, I'm gonna go and just do this scale thing right here. Now you're gonna want to click this anchored thing again. You're gonna want to click position. You're gonna want to come over to this button over here, click proportional grid, and you're gonna want to drag it down till it's in the center. Now once you've done that, you can disable the proportional grid, and you can pre-compose this and say warp, I guess. Now for the last step, you're going to want to, of making the text, not the text animations, but you're going to want to duplicate the layer. On this layer, you're going to want to get rid of the drop shadow. Oh, you know what? Go ahead, take that drop shadow off. Only apply the warp, and now you can pre-compose this, apply drop shadow onto here, duplicate it on the bottom layer, disable drop shadow, and we're gonna add a CC radial fast blur. Now you're gonna want to make the amount 84, and you can leave the colors if you like it, but you can also add a fill to that just to make it you could go like this, and now you have this cool text over here. If you want to make it darker, of course you can do that. I'm gonna keep it as I keep it right here, and after that, if you want, you can make the opacity like 52, or if you want to keep it as 100, that's cool too. I'm gonna keep it as 52. Now you can pre-compose this and call it whatever you want. I'm gonna call it shine. And now it's time for the text animation. So here's why we have this song. Now, I would put this into quarter right now, and we're gonna apply some effects. Now, I'll leave the bounce script in the description. I am just gonna change the frequency and decay, and but you guys don't have to change that. If you want to mess with these settings, cool bounce sync is this one, my favorite one. The frequency is 2. Decay is 8, and now you're gonna want to copy that, go into After Effects, put the scale on, and you're gonna want to come to the first beat. You want to put a scale here, and then go back 3 frames. So to that, you're gonna click page up on your keyboard 1, 2, 3 times, and you're gonna want to make it 0. Now it'll come up really fast, but if you want to bounce sync, you're going to want to click on the timer tool over here, whatever tool that is, and you want to paste it in here, and now you got this. Very clean. I know a lot of people like Tomering have their frequency and decay as 2 and 6, so it comes out like this. Personally, I don't like that, and I just like it to be clean, goes up once, goes down once, so I keep it as 2 and 8. Now we're gonna apply some more text animations here. So come to one that the beats are very close. If not, that's fine. Like right here. So right here, you're gonna want to come onto the first beat, and you're gonna want to add a keyframe, go 3 frames back, add another keyframe, then go back to this one and make it, I like to stay at 65 or 50 actually. I know it's a bit deep, but and you're gonna come back, and then you're gonna click K to go over to this one. You're gonna add a keyframe 3 frames forward, so page down 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and now you're gonna want to make it 100, and now you have this. And that should be good enough for the text animation. So now let's apply some rotations. A cool effect that you can apply is adding a rotation, making it 35, and then page up 3 times, 1, 2, 3, make it 0, and then go to the original one, go 3 frames forward, 1, 2, 3, go back to 0, and then apply that expression on it, and make this. So people tend to put it maybe on the first beat sometimes. Sometimes I'm not a big fan of this, but hey, you can keep it if you want. I'm gonna keep it though. Now you are gonna want to pre-compose this. I'm gonna just say scale bounce. You can do whatever, and now let's work on some rotation. So I'm thinking about putting a glitch in between here. And oh my god, it's already been 25 minutes, so we gotta go fast. Okay, let's apply let's do this. So go to, if it's right here, you're gonna want to go back 1 second, or if that's too much, you can just go over here. Just make sure it's even between this beat. Now you're gonna want to go 1 onto the rotation. You're gonna want to hold it down, drag it so to select all of it. Go to keyframe assistant, easy ease, or you can click F9. I'm gonna be clicking F9 though. I was just showing you. Now you're gonna want to highlight these, and you're going to want to come maybe to the middle of it, and you're going to want to put this over here, and then put this over here, and check if that's even. And yes, it is. Okay, so now what we can do, it's actually pretty smooth. You're going to want to click this 3D cube. Once again, if you don't see it, you have to click toggle switches to get in between. I'm going to click on Z rotation. You want to do Control C. And now on this beat coming up, I want to add a, you're going to come to the Y rotation and add it again. And right here, I want it to be halfway, so you can come over here. And if that's not smooth, then you can just add it somewhere else. Now, what I actually recommend doing is go ahead and if you want to do this, if you want to keep this is fine, but this is usually what I do. I'm gonna add just an adjustment layer and just copy this onto this. Don't mind it. Delete this just so that we'll have it for later. You're gonna want to apply this, and you're gonna want to come to this beat right here, and you're gonna want to make sure it's on the first, like directly on the side. And now you want to do Control Shift D and drag this layer to when it's on this side. Now you can drag this over here, and now it's smoothly just coming in like this. Now you can pre-compose, and now you can click U on this, and you can apply it to this layer. Control C, Control this. Now you have it on here, and you can delete this. So now you have this. Now, right here where it goes like this, we're going to apply a small scale right here. We're going to make it go up. And we're going to come over here. And right after, we're going to make this 0. And we should get, we're going to easy ease that. I'm going to mess with some settings. I think I'm going to do this, and then here we go. If you want, you can pull this out over here. And okay, and now perfect. And now once you've done that, you can pre-compose this, and that is your main text. You are done with your text. Bam. And now you can go ahead and delete the song out of here if you want, or you can just go to intro. Now what I recommend doing is, and oops, I accidentally named it main text, but I would not name it that because it's the same thing. I just call it E. And now you can put all of these other pre-comps in here. you can put it in the text comp, and I have to figure out which one. Okay, so this is the main text, so we're gonna just put that in there, and then right here we can drag this into the main composition, the intro composition, and we can click this button over here to disable the audio for that composition. Now you're gonna come right before it comes in. You're gonna want to do Control Shift D, and you're gonna want to do, when it comes out, Control Shift D, and delete those, just so that when you pre-render it won't take too long. So once you've got that text is cool, done, and now let's move on to the background. So the same thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to do main BG, and you want to put that song in there too. Now we're gonna go ahead and work on the background. So the first thing that you're gonna want to do when you're in this new pre-composition is you're gonna want to right click over here, click New Solid. You want to just make it black. You're just gonna want this so it's not like transparent, you know. So you're not gonna mess with that though. Now we're gonna add another. I'm gonna make it a little bit more like a dark blue, and you can go ahead and, if you don't have this, you can manually do it by doing the mask tool, but or if you just want to skip this part and add some cool overlays, you can. But I'm gonna go to I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure what it is. Let's try it. Stripes, swipe stripes. I want to wait for that. And now you can make like the white percent, something like this, and add a grad. The grad is always super cool. I use it all the time. This is to, it's pretty cool. It just adds like kind of pointy. I usually make it 1, and we can make the frequencies and shift the stripes. Whatever you want to do with this, you can mess around with this. I'm going to add, like, you can go ahead and add, I'm going to add it right here. I'm going to make the frequencies so that there's a little bit more of these. I'm going to shift it to 0 and make sure that that's good. And now you're going to want to duplicate this and make the rotation 180. And now I have this over here, which we can pre-compose and call it stripes. Alright, now what we're going to want to do is you can actually make the opacity a little darker if you'd like. But we're going to go ahead and add another solid over here. And we're going to want to make the color, you can actually keep it as black if you want to, but I'll be experimenting that when I add the CC onto here. But it depends if you want it or not. So after you've done this, we can go ahead and add some particles. So we're gonna add another solid. Doesn't matter what color. I'm gonna call it particles. Very easy. Just go to CC Starburst, and once you've done this, you're gonna want to add a fill also. Keep it as red so that you can see what you're doing, and make the scatter about 500. You do not want a lot of things in there. Now you're gonna make the size 200, and keep going with the scatter until you have like barely any of these. Note, if you don't want to do this, you can, like right here, this is what you want over here. You can make this 2000 maybe. just have a couple of particles. If you want, you can also add CC bubbles. Personally, I like this. Now we're gonna want to make the fill some sort of blue color. Something like this is cool. If you want to just keep it as this, that's good. Perfect. Now it's coming up here. Now if you want what you can do is you can come over here and to these stripes and do the shift stripes, make a keyframe, come over here and make it 5. That way it's coming up here. If you want to make it 6, just play around with that. Click shift stripes, copy that and add it to this one, duplicate this one, so now it looks like this. Now let's add some donuts. So go ahead and click this button over here. Also go to edit, preferences, general, and what you're gonna want to do is once it comes up, give it a moment. On center anchor point and new shape layers, enable that. That will be super helpful. Trust me when I tell you that. And you're gonna want to make this 120, or you can make it 90. Whichever one you want, it's fine. Now you're gonna want to. Doesn't matter how small you make this. Hold down Shift and Shift and drag a new. Doesn't matter what size, and you'll see that when you let go, the anchor point will automatically come here. Click V, go over here, align it, R, make it 45. Now, if you want, you can drag it down and do like triangles. Whatever you want to do, it's perfectly fine. Just make sure it's anchored in the middle, and you're gonna want to come down here, contents, rectangle path, come over here to size, make it 0 at 0 seconds, add a keyframe, go to I'm gonna go to 200, just see what syncs with the background, and you're gonna want to drag it all the way up, just like that. So that works. Now we're gonna go ahead and make this like a cyan color. This is fine right here. Now what you're gonna want to do is, if you want, you can come over here and you can change the roundness to something interesting. I'm gonna just keep it as that. Now we're gonna duplicate the layer and send it back just a little bit. Now we're gonna change the color to a darker blue and do Venetian lines. Not sure how to pronounce it. Click, put the transition completion to 45, 90, and mess with this. Now you can drag it back, just make sure it's not out of it. Just put it like over here. Now you have this thing, this donut, and now you can duplicate this and bring it back a little bit and make it a darker blue. I'm gonna do that. Don't have it a little bit, just like this. And now you're gonna wanna pre-compose this and say donuts. And now you're gonna wanna add actually go back inside of it and you can apply the transparent and add a drop shadow, distance 0 and softness, make it a little bit up. I'm gonna make it 35. And you can apply this to all 3 layers. If you want, you don't have to do it to the main one up here. You don't have to if you don't want, because it's already on it. Come back to the main BG layer and you can see the stuff on here. Now you're gonna want to add a echo, not echo space, just echo, and want to drag it back. You're going to put it on whatever makes you comfortable. And then make the number of echoes, just drag it to like 50. I'm gonna change this to you don't want it to be too far back. I'm gonna keep it as what I had it on. Perfect, just like that. Once you've done that, you can also come over here and take that same drop shadow, copy it, and paste it onto the stripes if you want. And if you want to also do that on the particles, you don't have to, but if you do want to, that's cool. What else can we add? We can add, you can honestly add whatever you want to this. You can actually come over here to shape tool, click Q until you get to the star tool. Remember, alt click. How much time are we at? We're at 41 minutes, and make the fill white, and oops, that's not white. There we go. And double click this. Remember it's already centered, I believe, and then align it. Click polystar. Make the points 8. Make the inner radius 0. Make the outer radius. Just spam however much numbers. Oh my god, wait, I didn't think it'd go that high. But go to 10,000. Make the outer radius somewhere around here. I'll keep this at 12, something like that. And make sure, because the anchor tool actually, yeah, just make sure it's anchored like this. I forgot the effect, but it's like twirl, I believe. Yep, just twirl and make it now whatever you want. I'm gonna make the twirl radius 55, and you can go ahead and go back into the shape layer to contents, polystar, and add a rotation here, and come back over here and make it 6. And if that's too much, change it down. Make sure you want it to sync. Okay. Now you can see that this is a little bit cut off, so if you want to take the scale, never mind, not the scale, pre-compose it. It's a starburst, I don't know. Sunburst, I meant. And then change the scale up. This won't do anything to your project. It still looks pretty good. And now you have this. Now, you're going to want to drag this below. You can actually, if you want, you can do a track mat and then apply it to this. But I don't like that. So I'm going to put this under the stripes and make the opacity 15. If you want, you instead of making the opacity like that, you can add like overlay. Add an overlay, and still you should make the opacity 75, something like that. That would make it look a bit darker. Alright, we are done with the background. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to pre-compose, not the black layer, everything else over here. Now, I have my own shape pack, and I don't really feel like teaching how to do shapes, so if you want shapes, just go to Tomaring's tutorial or whoever's tutorial you want, and because shapes just take way too long, and I'm just not doing it for this tutorial, so go ahead and watch that, and I'll be right back once I've applied all the shapes. Also, I forgot to point out, go ahead and put all of these pre-compositions into the main BG. Oops, I did not mean to do that. I meant to put it into BG comps. And keep the main text and the main BG out here. And I'll be back once I've applied the shapes. Alright, we're back and we got all of our shapes in here. And what you're gonna want to do next is you're gonna want to come into the intro and grab the main BG and bring it in here. So now we have this cool, if the text does not look like it matches, you can add a hue to the BG and make it a little bit brighter. Or you can actually add it to the hue, the text, and make it a little bit darker. There we go. Now make sure so it doesn't bass boot and ear rape. Click this. And now we can add a time renap. So go to time, enable time renap. Make sure that there's 2 at both sides, saying 0, and then the last part. And click this on, click K, and after each one, after each keyframe, you can add these. I don't like that. On every beat, make sure that there's 1. And now you're going to want to highlight these. Do not highlight the last one, only these. Now you're going to want to click this button, right click, value graph. Now you can just zoom in until you get to this point, or you can click the you can just I gotta be honest with you, I forgot because it's just the button next to the 1 on your keyboard that brings this up, if that's easier, or if you want to just stick over here, just move it up like this, just copy, just so it's like this. This is pointing up, this is pointing down. And now and then make sure that the shapes are inside the background layer, so it fits good. And now make sure for pre-rendering, actually pre-compose this. Actually, no, you don't have to. Just do Control Shift D, and then on this side too. And now we got this. Okay, remember you can always change up the time renap and everything. We're gonna add a couple effects now. The effects should be pretty easy to do. So let's add a warp puddle first. So create a new adjustment layer and put it on the layer you want it to be on. So I'm gonna put it on this one. Do Control Shift D, make it over here, and I'm gonna put it on this layer and just end it right here. There you go. Now we're gonna add S warp puddle. Alright, cool. Now we got this warp puddle, and we're gonna change up a couple things in here. Make the frequency 1.50. We're gonna make the height 1.5. We're gonna make the rotate puddle by 90. And make this 2. I think it said the inner softness to 100, the outer radius 500, the outer softness 300, and everything else put these both to no, and everything else there is good. So now we're gonna go ahead and make it 0.080, and we're gonna put a keyframe here, and at the end we're gonna put 0, obviously. Now if you have this issue over here, add a motion tile, motion tile effect, drag it above the layer, above the effect. Make this 500, make this 500, and put mirror edges on. And there you go. Now let's go ahead and add a hue. So add a hue over here. Put the channel range, click U to view all your stuff. Come to the end and make it 1 or 2. I would make it 2 if I were you. And there we go. We have this over here. If you want, we can go ahead and add the glitch now. I will leave another glitch down below. If you use it, put it on screen for the mode, but I'll be using uni.glitch. So we can go to universe glitch and click on this, choose a preset. We're going to come down to color loss, and now we have this cool effect. And so now we have this cool glitch over here, and we're gonna add some more rotations, do the sync, CC, and all of that. So let's work on the CC now. So once again, if you don't have this, we're gonna have an adjustment layer covering the whole thing. Let's name it CC. You can actually name this puddle glitch. Okay, now let's apply looks. If you don't have this, go follow Tom Ring's tutorial. Click edit, and here's where we're gonna do a couple stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and check this out. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add a diffusion. So, let's go find it. Huh? I usually have a preset, so I normally don't do this, but I know how. So, add a diffusion. Alright, we're gonna, let's see, make this 30, make the grade 0.5, make 50, 70, 0, 0. Same, keep it as this. Alright. Now let's go ahead and add some more stuff. So we're gonna add another diffusion, and this time we're gonna base it off the color type thing. So the size is 35, not that, 35. If we can, if it lets us, 35. Make the grade 2. Leave this, and now change it to your color. Right there. Okay. Alright, cool. Now let's add a lens distortion right here. Alright. Now go ahead and make the distortion negative. Oops. If I can delete this, negative 13. 13. Oh. Wait. Yeah, negative 13, and this can stay at 25. So it makes a cool effect over here. Go back to tool, add a go ahead and add an edge softness, if I could find it. Where is it? Edge softness, right here. Okay, it's hiding. Okay, go to put this to 2, and you can keep these settings right here, and go back to go back to tools and add a pop effect in color correction. I think pop. Yep. add a pop, and let's go ahead make the pop 40, and leave this all over here. Now we're gonna add the big boy tool that makes this all thing look cool. We're gonna add the S curve, and now you can mess around with this, see what really satisfies you. But for literally all of my intros, I use the same settings. They do the job for all of them. Like, it doesn't matter if you're doing a dark intro, a light intro, it's perfect for all of them. So you just copy these settings, 50, just like that. Okay, now for the last thing, let's add a chromatic, let's see, uh, um, chromatic, whatever this is called. I don't really care what it's called. I'm just doing this. Let's put it over here. And green slash magenta, you can mess with these. See, do like negative, I mean, not negative, 1,000, -1, -1, and see if it's blue or yellow, green or magenta, which one helps out with the color. You won't recognize this, but it adds a thing over here. So if you see blue slash magenta, you'll see green slash magenta. If you change it to over here, you will see blue and yellow. Just choose which one looks the best. In my case, I'm going to do the green and magenta because it adds a little bit of a here, let's do this. It adds a little bit of a, I don't know what to call it, just makes it look cool. So and then make sure that this is set to sRGB, should already be as that, and click apply. And we should see right here that the CC. Now once again, you can do the shift, the control shift thingy, and just to show you a difference real fast, this is what it looks like with and without CC. So that's cool. And got some effects in there, pretty cool. Let's see, what other effects can we apply? We can alright, we're actually gonna apply the second glitch, which I told you guys that instead of this gray glitch, you can apply this glitch. This is a good glitch. Make sure the mode is set to screen, or you can actually do linear dodge, whatever looks good. I like screen. Make sure the volume's off, and just apply it over here, just like this. And you can go 3 frames behind this and end it right there when the text goes down. Okay. Make sure that this glitch is above the CC. It doesn't look bad without it. It just looks kind of weird, so just take that off. Now, if you don't have any of the, I'm gonna actually leave. I will leave the sync in the description. I'll just leave it as an AEP. So if you guys have that, you guys I can teach you how to apply it, or I can just do the sync right now, which is a little bit more complex. So I will go ahead and I'll go ahead and just show you how to apply it. So let's start. When you drag the 3 layers, there's going to be a twitch, a shake, and a null, I think. And make sure that when you apply it, the screen glitch is above the sync, make sure that the Twitch is above all of them. And what we can do is you can disable the sync and the Twitch, just hide it, go to the null and come over here. You can zoom in if you want. Delete, only keep the first and second. You can delete all these other ones, drag it onto here. Drag the first keyframe onto here. And drag the second one onto here. Copy it and paste it onto here and hit just hit K 2 times. 1, 2. You're on this one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Make sure all of these lengths are out here and select all of these and drag the second one onto the beat by holding shift. You'll see nothing yet. Now click U and turn the sync on, and now you're gonna go ahead and delete all of them after the second one. Drag it over here, the first keyframe out of all these. Put this onto here, and this time you're gonna do 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Drag the middle one onto here. So now we can see some stuff. Now we're gonna go ahead and add the Twitch effect. So now enable that and disable the ones after the second one. Drag the first keyframe onto here. Make sure that's all closed and only this is open. Go to second keyframe, do this, and do exactly what we did with the sync layer. 1, 2, 3. And now go like this and drag this onto here. Perfect. Just like that. And now the sync is complete. Remember to do control, and go like this. And now we should have the sync. If your AE is not pre-rendering, which just usually only happens to me, you just need to restart. Like how it glitches like this. Now I'm actually confused. Did I do something? I may have done something. Oh yeah, so don't actually cut these. You can do Control Z. Don't cut them, or else they will destroy the intro. And if your AE tends to be doing like the crashing thing, like it's pre-rendering but it's not pre-rendering, just go ahead and restart it. I'm just gonna go ahead and restart mine. Alright, we are back. We are loading everything up now. Alright, now it shouldn't lag anymore. Let's just wait. There we go. Go ahead and pre-render this. I'll be right back. Alright, so here's what we have. Now I just noticed this let's go ahead and see what happened over here. Oh, I see what happened. Alright, no big deal. Go back 3 frames. It's just that the intro got a little bit screwed up. Don't worry about it though. Actually, it's correct. That's kind of weird. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Not entirely sure why that's doing that with the bounce. It's pretty interesting. If you want, 1, 2, 3, you can just put this back to 100 and go 1, 2, 3 and put this at 100. And also you can play around with the settings here, 70 and 130. Yep. So now it should be better fixed. Okay, not sure actually. Honestly, I don't know why that's doing that. It says it's working, but there could be... Oh, I know why that's not working. That makes total sense. It's because we had the bounce layer under, so we can delete that. Let's redo that. We can apply it back over here. Get rid of that, get rid of that. I'm just gonna put this back at 50. I understand why that was doing that, because we cut the layer when we did the Y rotation. So no worries, just go back here and apply the paste bin. Paste bin that is in the description. Go ahead and just apply this back there, and there we go. It should be fixed now. So there we go. Now let's see. Yep, there we go. Alright, so now let's apply... Alright, let's go ahead and take this rotation off of the... Let's go ahead and get this rotation right here. Let's go ahead and copy that. Now let's add an adjustment layer. Adjustment layer, go ahead and do a motion tile. Remember to always apply that. 500, 500 mirror edges, and add the transform effect. Now we're gonna click, go into effects, transform, and I'm gonna put mine over here, and over the rotation, we're gonna control copy. That goes, so now it rotates, it completes, and then the whole screen does it. Now we have here. Alright, let's go ahead and name this rotation 1, because we're gonna have 2 more rotations, and wait for this and cut it right here. Make sure to cut that. All right, now let's go ahead and duplicate this, put it over here, make this right here, right this keyframe, make it 180, and okay. All right, now once you made that 180, drag this over here a little bit, and now you're gonna duplicate that, and then keep that as 180 again. So now it will go 2 times, so it will turn 180 here, and then over here it will do its thing. So now you got like a double rotation kind of thing. Notice we'll stay at rotation 1 and 2. Now I wanted to point out, if this layer is different, like if it's if this layer is longer than the other one, even if the rotation ends right here, you need to make it the same width, or else it will do that upside down thing. Now if you want to put these together again, and mess with the speed graph, I would recommend messing with this and making it go a little bit further, like you know what I mean. And then now you don't want it to be like, you want it to be a little bit farther. There, and then right here should be done. Okay, so remember to make sure it's good. Alright, okay. Now we're done with effects, we're done with sync, we're done with all that. Now what I recommend doing is, I don't think that this should do anything. Don't make a pre-composition, name it effects. Don't keep the sync in it. Should help it a little bit. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and everything here should be good. Now we can go ahead and pre-compose this and name it everything, I guess, if you want. Okay, now we're gonna cut this to over here a little bit. Now we're gonna add our transition. So let's go ahead and add a simple transition over here. If you just want to do circle, it's the same exact thing. I'm gonna do what this is not, you don't need this for plugin CC, light wipe. Make the intensity 0 and come over to your first beat, put on reverse transition, make this 50, add a keyframe, open up U, and put this a little bit farther forward and make it 100, and come over here and put 0 over here, all the way over here. Most people only do 2, but I do 3, and I'll show you why. If you click F9 and you come over here and do the easing like this, do the middle 2 towards each other, this one out here, this one over here, makes a very smooth transition. Once you're satisfied with that, we can go ahead and add, if you don't have Sapphire plugins again, no worries. We're gonna go ahead and add this grad wipe again. Go ahead and make it 50 over here. Okay. Grad angle. That's fine. Make it 50. Come a little bit forward. Make it 0. And come all the way to the end and make it a 100. Now we can go ahead and do just like what we did last time. Put these together, put this over here, and put this over here. And bam, there we go. We have our 2 transitions. Got a simple one, and we got this one. So that's cool. Okay, now go ahead and make sure the audio's off for this one. Make sure nothing else is playing in there. Do the chroma key opposite of, and put it beneath it. And now we're gonna go ahead and apply the, overlay inside of the description. Just download it and put it above everything. Now once you have the layer over here, you're gonna want to track and mat it onto this layer and just click the T right here, transparency, and make this linear dodge. And if you want to make it screen, you can. I prefer linear dodge. Makes the intro stand out so good. And now, as you can see, it is on the red. But now, if you pre-compose this, which we're gonna name 4. Oh, I don't want to. I'll just name it to overlay. And now we have this cool intro right here. So now let's go ahead and add our finishing touches. We're gonna add some black bars, and we're gonna add a cool little effect over behind this. So let's start with the effect. So go ahead and duplicate this intro. You're gonna add a fill onto this, and you're gonna make it white, or you can make it blue, whichever one you like. Zoom in and drag this until you like it. It's just gonna add a little bit of a border. For these reasons, I'm gonna choose a blue. Whatever you want to do though is fine. Gonna add a. See here, this color's good, and make sure to play it over. Make sure it's not too big, make sure it's not too small. Alright, cool. Now you can just put it over here. And we're going to do the same thing. I mean, we can if we want. We don't have to if you don't want. Most people don't really do it for the end. If you want to, though, do the same thing. Just bring it back 2 layers and put a fill for white. Remember, any color works. I'm just going to choose white. You can also choose like a... I just think it's nice to end it off with a cool white right here. Bam. And make sure that's only covering over to there. And now let's do the black bars and then we are done. Alright, let's work on the black bars. If you want to go ahead and pre-compose this to intro, you can do that. And then just, do the thing right here. Do the thing right here. And now it's time for the black bars. So for the black bars, we're gonna add a black solid understand BB, and then go to CC Jaws, and you're gonna make it 100. You're gonna come over here and like right before the intro, you're gonna come over here and you're gonna make it 85. 85, yep. You're gonna just drag this over here. Now you can just leave it, or if you want, when this thing comes down over here, you can mess with that too. You can actually, if you want, you can 1, 2, 3. You can go 1, 2, 3. You can make this. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I meant to go here. Completion. 1, 2, 3, and you can make this 60 or 50, even if you want. Come over here. 50. 1, 2, 3. Over here, and now we can apply the bound script again over onto the black bars. It shouldn't affect the when it comes in. So let me just make sure it doesn't. Nope. Now, make sure if you don't want it, don't make it go too much in. I would make it go 60, and then 60 over here, and make sure that this is going back to 85. And just make this completion, and right here. There we go. If you want to, you can add a small little ease right here. So it doesn't go in too fast. And just like that, you can do this. Just like that, we are done with the intro. So I'm going to pre-render it, show you guys, and then I'm going to render. And you just made your first intro, or you just wanted to know some fun facts about like CC, whatever, what's the best CC out there, and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. And let me go ahead and pre-render. All right, right here we got it pre-rendered. So here it is. Looks good. Looks very good, actually. I like it. So, you guys, I'm sure you guys know how to render, export, change this to QuickTime, and you just click render. But I go through, Media Encoder, and I'll just go ahead and show you real quick my settings for that if you guys use this. Alright, so once it's loaded in here, you're gonna want to go over here, click this button. It won't say this for you, but you can go to, not sure where I did it. Preset. If you come down here, you go to YouTube 1080p. If you're gonna do this, you need a higher. We need to do 1080p. And it comes out to 60 FPS too. All of these settings, you can just look through that. Some people like to use maximum render quality. I don't. Just for intros, I don't feel like it's worth it and stuff to do. Make sure format's at MP4 over here like this, and it really shouldn't be too much megabytes, and that's pretty good. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start rendering this. Like, subscribe, because I just spent an hour of my day to do this tutorial thingy. So yeah, see ya.